Here's a short story about a husband and father who got married pretty darn young and had kids young, is kicking his wife to the curb after finding out she's been hooking up with a dude from the gym for the last couple months. And now he's done regardless of the situation. And of course, when she realizes that he's serious, now she's begging and pleading for a second chance and all that. Nope, 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 he's done. Now, it's a perfect example, guys. You find out your wife's cheating, end it. Walk away. Find a way. Ain't gonna be easy. Nobody likes divorce, particularly if you have kids. But if you stay with someone like that, they're gonna keep doing that to you. Titled, I'm filing for divorce a month and a half after D-Day. Pray for me. And a shout out to Bill for sending over this story. It says here, it's been about 6 weeks since I found out my wife, a 28-year-old female, was having an affair with a guy from our gym. We've been married for nearly 10 years, have 3 little kids, and built what I thought was a strong family. Smack! Do you hear that? She's 28. They've been married nearly 10 years, meaning that he married her when he was like 21, 22, something like that, when she was 18, 19 years old. That's crazy. They're kids, for God's sakes. Way too young. And you can't tell me he really knew her too well. I'm 32 years old, the provider, and she's been home with the kids and has no career or degree. Well, he's going to have no paycheck once his divorce goes through. She can't provide for herself, but the affair lasted around 2 months. Based on what I saw in text messages, she loved him. Meanwhile, I was at work trying to build us a life, completely blind to the whole thing. What's broken me most isn't just a betrayal, it's what came afterwards. Well, that betrayal can certainly break him. So he's been busting his butt, providing for all these years. She never got a job, never had a degree, stay-at-home mom, little kids. I found out she told her friends that she knew there was a 90% chance her affair would cause a divorce, and she said she didn't care. She planned to wait until things calmed down between us so she could go back to him. She's talking to him 3 times a week after I discovered everything, trying to figure out how they could stay as friends. So after he caught her, was blindsided by this, trying to figure out what the hell to do, he finds out that she's talking to her friend. She was going to divorce him anyway. Still trying to find a way to talk to this guy, keep him as a friend. She doesn't care. She just cares she got caught. Well, once the reality hit that she might lose everything, she flipped. Begging, crying, promising that she'd change. There you go. She sees he means business. She doesn't care. She's sorry she got caught. She doesn't want the life she's accustomed to change. She wants to have him paying the bills, providing, and her having her phone chatting Tyrone from the gym on the side. She tells me and our kids that telling me and our kids that I was breaking up the family when I tried to leave, pulling me back with tears, affection, which has started to repulse me so much, and fear, using our children as pawns. She's traumatizing our kids with the things she's saying about me. What a selfish asshole. Again, another narcissist here. It's not my fault. Nope, Daddy is going to walk away from us. She's probably saying, Daddy's going to abandon you. You'll never see Daddy again. Daddy doesn't love you. What a freaking snake. But he married a child. 18, 19 years old when he married her. She never even, right out of high school? Come on here. It's crazy. Yes, I'm sure there's some marriages that have started very early on. And I'm sure somebody's going to say it in the comments section, my parents, my grandma, married young and it was great. That's great to hear. But mostly, the younger they are, the more they're going to act like goddamn kids. And given the maturity levels or lack of maturity levels of young people nowadays, holy crap. It ain't like the times with our parents and grandparents. But the truth is, she doesn't love me. Well, no shit, dude. She admitted to that. She started saying that she's falling back in love, but I cannot trust her. Ever again. I've lost like 20 pounds from all the stress. Sleeping and eating is getting a little bit better, and I've prayed more in the last month than I have in my entire life. But today, I'm moving forward, I'm filing for divorce. Good, man. I guess that's the message that the Lord sent you. It's time to get rid of her. It ain't going to be easy. It's going to be very tough. But you have strength that you don't know you have, and you will get through this. Take one day at a time, one fucking hour at a time. My tipping point was thinking about what I actually love about my wife, and the answer that used to be true are no longer true due to her infidelity. I actually couldn't think of one single reason why I love her anymore. I think I'm just attached to her because of the kids and the life we built. Please pray for my strength. I'm terrified, but I know this is the right step. Now that abruptly ends his post, and there's more in the comment section he reveals. I'll get into a second here, but I really respect the guys that they want a divorce. They know it's going to be hell, but they know it's the best thing. It's one thing when it's one thing if a guy divorces his wife and they both have equal amount of money, equal income, no kids and all that. That's another when a guy ends it and there's going to be major challenges. Where in this situation, no job, no degree, he's going to be paying her some money and the kids, but he's not staying in that situation because he can't. If he would stay in this situation, guys, we all know what's going to happen. She'll keep cheating on him. She'll treat him worse and worse and worse, And those kids will see mom and dad hate each other's freaking guts. And that'll mess up the kids. Hopefully, he's living in a state where, there's an at-fault divorce and he has a good lawyer and everything, but who knows? Now, in the comment section, here's another thing he said. He said, in response to a comment, that makes perfect sense. For the first 2 weeks after my discovery that she was cheating, she was not working hard to reconcile. For the last 3.5 to 4 weeks, though, she's been bending over backwards to reconcile, being kind, telling me where she's going, cutting off ties from her friends to focus on us, keeping the house so clean and asking me to do nothing. Yeah, because she knows he's serious. She's on her best behavior. Nothing more. It's not because she cares. She doesn't want to lose the lifestyle she's used to. If I had to guess, I bet 95% odds that she never does this again. But it's the last 5% and everything she said since D-Day, and the yelling at me and the fighting which makes me lead to believe that this path I must take. Did he say that he believes there's a 95% she won't do it again? Smack! No, there's a 95% chance she will do it again if you stay with her. I don't care. This guy's obviously youngish, inexperienced here. He's been with her for a long time. She knows how to push your buttons, dude. Women are masters at reading their guy and know exactly what things to do to get him to react in a way. It's called manipulation. Says, I wish I could reconcile. It's what I knew I was going to do when I found out. But the things that have happened since D-Day are pushing me away from reconciling. Don't reconcile. Now, one guy says to him in the comment section, he says, your wife told her friends that she was wanting for you to stop looking so hard so she could go back to her affair. How could you possibly be 95% confident that she won't cheat on you again? Given the circumstance you described, your wife is just about as certain to cheat again as anybody could be. Your wife didn't have a shred of remorse and exhibited an immense amount of disrespect after being caught. She isn't a candidate to attempt to reconcile with. And he says here, I love the perspective. I bounce back and forth between my prior perspective and this one. Part of me thinks she was still very much in the affair fog when she said a lot of the hurtful things to me 2 weeks after it happened. But you're right, she's not a good candidate, which is why I'm going to be filing for divorce. Good. This is why it's positive. It's a good thing when guys post their stories and get good feedback, because there's a lot of bad feedback on Reddit. Another guy says to him, she never loved you. The truth is that narcissists don't fall in or out of love. They only attach and detach, kind of like a leech or a mosquito. They have an insatiable hunger for attention and validation. The longer they have it from one person, the less they value it. In time, they will always seek more attention and validation elsewhere, and that is when they detach and discard you. You've already noticed her attempting to reattach because you cut off all your attention and validation from her and the source of the supply. But those attempts will only last until you allow it, then her search for the next victim will begin. And he says here, you're right. A lot of what you said resonates painfully. It's like she attaches when she needs me, detaches when she doesn't need me. And I keep getting caught in the middle, hoping this time will be different. Guys, with narcissists, it's never different. You can always count on them being assholes. What scares me the most is when you mention how unpredictable things might get once I actually move forward. I've already seen glimpses of the emotional swings from cold and distant to suddenly affectionate and apologetic, and it keeps me off balance. I try to prepare myself mentally for the chaos that might come, especially since we have 3 young kids and I still have to interact with her. I just don't want to lose myself in the process or let guilt and fear pull me back into something that's already destroyed me once. Thanks for the reminder to protect myself. It's something I really need to take seriously right now. Yes, he does. So my best suggestion to a guy like this, and any guy like this, based on all these stories I've heard over the years, is that he surrounds himself with people that care, his family, his friends, the real people on his side, and control the narrative. He must control the narrative, or she will. And her version of the story will be completely different than his version of the story. And make sure those kids know that you love them, that you're not going to go anywhere from them, and don't let her fill their heads with bullshit. Prepare for anything she could do, which could be pretty darn ugly. Get a good lawyer. It's worth a female lawyer who knows all the freaking dirty tricks. And be prepared absolutely to go to war, because she's going to do it. Hopefully she's 28, and she probably hopefully on some level, because she's 28, and a selfish asshole, a narcissist, she might be like, you can have the kids, because she wants to go be free and ride the carousel. That'd be the great thing for him. Wouldn't be so great for the kids, at least in the short term. In the long run, yes. But be prepared for war. Don't back down. Take it one day at a time, and you're going to be okay. But for God's sakes also, and a lot of guys do this, don't rush into another relationship looking for another mommy or something like that, or something to distract you from the pain that you had from the wife you lost. That's the worst thing you can do. Because guys, if you rush into a relationship, that's a terrible idea. His primary mission now is taking care of his kids and protecting them, because she ain't. When she cheated on him, she wasn't just cheating on him, she was cheating on the kids too. And she was already talking about divorce. And do you think that guy that she was cheating with at the gym would marry her or anything like that? No freaking way. So when things wouldn't work out with him, she'd be back. So I guarantee she's going to try to reconcile. Don't do it. So anyhow, guys, that's how you handle it.